Good day, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Concert Hall's live classical music channel. This channel is created with a purpose to connect artists and the audiences in real time through live performances. And stay tuned, we are going to have a fabulous live performance happening right now, broadcast to you on this program just a few minutes later. So we connect everyone around the globe. I'm Anna Uspinskaya and I'm broadcasting to you from Washington, D.C. suburb. I hope you're having a good day today. We have a distinguished guest joining me today, Giacomo Franci, a pianist, recording artist, conductor, artistic director of New York Chamber Players Orchestra. He is a member of the Sound Espressivo Judges panel. And heads up, Giacomo will be performing live during his interview. Please stay tuned to hear that. Please make sure you comment, and we really want to hear what it feels like to you to be invited to an artist's personal space. Giacomo will be performing from his own living room for an intimate little live concert, which we prepared for you and which all of you can attend from anywhere, wherever you are at the moment. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. So we are continuing to introduce Sound Espressivo. This is a competition created by a community of musicians, music educators, and music managers with a purpose to make a difference for young musicians, for their teachers, for parents of music students. We are here to empower musicians with new tools and reach with new mindset, expand horizons of what's possible, what it takes for a modern artist to create joy and success in music. And now I'd like to welcome Giacomo. Giacomo, welcome to our show. It's such a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you
I love that living room.
for inviting me as well.
Yeah, I love the view of that living room.
Yeah,
You're in New
we are
York.
at the 17th floor in Tribeca, New York. Yes.
Beautiful, and that beautiful piano. We're
Facing the
going to
Liberty
hear
Tower.
that.
We cannot do it now with the camera, but anyway, it's here.
Fantastic, and you graciously agreed to perform live on our show, and I can't wait for that to happen. But first, I want to ask you, right off the bat, so many young talented musicians are not able to sustain the pressure and the challenges of being a musician in current environment. Tell me, please, what attitudes you think are the most essential to developing one into a great musician and to building a career in the field?
Well, there are two main aspects of this. I think one is artistic, one is the business side of it. Let's start with the artistic one. I think that beside the amount of talent that I see also every year in my competition that I do with the New York Chamber Players, we got to the 11th year now of the New York Chamber Players Concerto competition, and these kids, I call them kids, I should call them prodigies, are having a incredible talent. So there is a problem about that, or two. But anyway, the thing is, the technical level is very high, artistic level also. But of course, these kids they have to grow up, and when they grow up, they have to find why they are playing their instrument. Means what's the purpose? What's the message? What is that? It's all great artists nowadays and in the past, they have a message to give. They feel something to say. This doesn't mean they respect exactly what the composer does, but for example, if I say two great legendary pianists like Michelangelo or Horowitz, they play the same music but very differently because it reflects their personality. So that's where is the personality. This is the artistic aspect. This aspect is the kids are too caught up in the academies. So the academy prepare them at their best technically, but then they don't develop a business attitude to the career, developing repertoire which come from recordings or attending many competitions, which doesn't mean win the competition. Yeah, if you win, it is better, of course. But
Of course.
it's developing a repertoire that you don't play 2-3 programs, so you play 20, 30 programs, 40, like a professional artist in career. So they seem to miss these aspects of not treating music as a business, basically, but as something different. It's a strange business, but it's a business too. So that I think that and the most confused people in this are the parents, because the parents, they are caught up with the teacher of the kids. The teacher are not giving enough information for convenience, who knows for what. But this
Yeah,
level
exactly.
called business, if we,
Yeah, this is a very important topic you raised. The expansion of the repertoire and the business side, even while learning, even while developing as artists, that those
Right.
aspects need to be clearly communicated. And for instance, I want to bring an example. Performing more modern music. A lot of times students are caught up in a very narrow slice of the classical music, and they think that's old music. For instance, you made a
Right.
big career as a recording artist, and I want to bring one of the examples of your complete CD, complete works, edited works by Copland. Now you're an Italian pianist. You expanded your own repertoire, and I'm sure that had a big impact on your career as well, right?
Yes, that was the first big recording that I have done, because it's in 3 CDs. Is the complete piano works by Aaron Copland, and the CEO of Phoné, the record company in Italy. He told me that you are in America. What do you think you want to do? An American composer, and I thought about Charles Ives or Aaron Copland. Aaron Copland was resonating better with me.
Yeah.
And
So
I
being
thought he wanted to do only
open-minded.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
only one recording. Instead, they say no, do the whole piano works, and so I did
Complete. That's
the three
fabulous project.
CDs.
Fabulous project.
Yeah.
Let's
And
hear
and
a
what
little.
happened is,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, he went out of print, so there has been some copies sold for over $400, stuff like that.
Oh wow!
Kind
So it's a
of
rarity
thing.
now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I can afford a $400 copy, but let's hear a little bit
No,
of the of that set. wow, that's a beautiful recording. For those of you who are joining us just now, we're having a conversation with this fantastic pianist, which you just heard a little part of his 3D CD set. This is Giacomo Franci with me on the conversation on our live show. The CD set is available to those who are interested in purchasing it now as a rarity for $400. I'm not sure a lot of musicians can afford it.
like
We hope
if
it'll get re-released. You need to
I was just
re-release
saying
it.
that no, right, they have to print and I don't know if they do it, but it's just a few copies. I was just saying this too. And
Yeah,
I just
that's-
got online a copies at that price, and I have 2 copies which I don't sell. So,
Yeah, and
because,
we were talking about what it takes for the modern artists and developing young musicians not to burn out, not to quit before they actually reach the success. And it takes more than 2 aspects, but we are focusing on 2: developing as an artist, developing your own unique voice as an artist and the experiences which musicians need for that. And the other one Giacomo brought up is the business part of it, the business aspect. And I want to ask you about your own journey. You're a fantastic pianist and you're performing and you're recording, but you're also music director of a chamber orchestra, the New York Chamber Players Orchestra in New York. And in fact, we have an upcoming concert, and it's going to be in person concert. I think you will be much better to speak about it. Please tell us about your second part of your career as a conductor, as a orchestra music director,
artistic director.
artistic director. Pardon me.
We have a concert on October 23rd in a few days, featuring the 4 winners of the 11th annual Concerto competition, prodigies. So we have this fantastic 4 winners. I call them stunning. I don't know if I find the right English word to describe them. They are incredible, and they are performing several pieces from Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, first Tchaikovsky Rococo variations, Rococo variations, then what else?
So what you see on the screen is the actual announcement of the concert. Yeah. Go ahead, Giacomo.
Yeah.
Tell us more about
then,
the program.
yes, there is one pianist performing first movement of Mozart Piano Concerto number 17. And then we have a 9-year-old performing from Australia, performing a violin concerto with the Lalo Symphony Espanol first movement. That's you cannot get any better than that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a fabulous program.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a live audience in there. Is that right?
I'm both going to have live audience, and then also there will be live streaming, so people
That's
can
right.
attend live streaming.
So you're pioneering the hybrid production of your concert. There's not a lot of orchestras which are doing it currently, but it's moving in that direction. So you're able to provide this fabulous concert for those people who are able to attend in person, and for a much larger audience of those who can watch it in real time online. And later, are you offering also replays for people to watch the concert after it's done?
Yes, we'll keep the link on YouTube, and so people can watch it also later. Yeah.
Fabulous. And from your experience, do you think are you reaching more with the hybrid production when you have live audience and
Of course. A lot more, and I was surprised that I did that in a previous concert, because my philosophy is always to try to turn a negative experience into a positive. So what happened was COVID, and so COVID say, what we do now? So and then we started doing live streaming concerts, and I was very surprised to see that we were getting so many clicks on the video, say, "Whoa, let's do that again." So now we will do that again. So,
That's
so
incredible.
that's the
And
positive part about the
yeah,
COVID. Discover
well,
this new
that's
way
not
of
so much a positive part of the COVID itself as that's you applying your attitude towards, okay, what do we do with it? How can we turn it into something positive? Let's find a direction where we can move the situation and make open new horizons, new opportunities, because that situation makes it available to us now.
right.
So, yeah, and I want to mention that this concert is coming up on 23rd. It's in New York City, and it's at Dimena Center. New York Chamber Players Orchestra will be presenting winners of the concerto competition, young prodigies, as Giacomo Franci graciously called these young, wonderful musicians. And for our program for Sound Espressivo community, October 23rd turns out an important date because Giacomo Franci is on our judges panel, and so is Emil Chudnovsky, a violinist residing in Washington, D.C. area. And he is going to be presenting also a live concert with Manassas Symphony Orchestra at Hilton Performing Arts Center with live audience and with a broadcast available. So two of our fabulous judges are coming back to performing live to the live audience, and both are looking ahead and looking forward and participating in the streaming and live streaming and all this internet TV broadcasting, opening new opportunities for the audience around the world to hear and to be part of their fabulous art. So I wanted to ask you to briefly tell us, how did you how did you add to your piano career, which is extensive and very busy? How did you go from pianist to conductor? And I want to first show an example of your conducting, of you on the podium. So from pianist to conductor. Okay, so that must have been a conductorless performance. You were conducting from the piano, right?
Yes.
So tell us about your path to the podium.
Ah, um, so uh, myself, I built my career through recordings. My career is not coming from competitions. So now I'm a judge of competition, and I'm glad. So I'm not the only one, by the way. There are very illustrious names that they didn't win half a competition. Uh, so anyway, I studied conducting as a by accident, I would say. I was in Italy and I was not doing much there when I was younger and when I was in my 20s. So I say, oh, let's study conducting. And then I had this desire, of course, to solo with orchestras. And I contacted the conductor. I said, why you don't form an orchestra? So can solo with this. Actually, I wanted to solo with the same piano concerto that we just, the Beethoven first piano concerto. And his conductor say, no, it's too much work, I don't want to do it. So then I say, okay, why I don't do it then? Because I studied conducting, so I will do it. So that's how we started the story. So then I formed the New York Chamber Players. That's how.
Amazing.
That's
Amazing.
how
So,
it was in 2004. Yes.
so being
And then we
open-minded
got in
and asking yourself a question, why not do it? Why I have my expertise, I have my time, I'm going to do something good with it. That's very
Right,
encouraging.
that's
That's
what I would so.
your signature.
Yeah, I thought to do it, and actually I was very intimidated in the beginning because sometimes you get to play in duo and there are some things you don't agree with. I say, well, how can I do that? And I got some people around that they encouraged me to do it. So it was not all me. I got some signs from some kind of energy signs from people that say, why you don't do that? I say, okay, I'll do it. So
That's wonderful. So you created a community, and that's another message which we want to send to the future applicants to the competition. The judges in the panel here, like Giacomo Franci, are people who had the experience of building their career through particular steps, through particular attitudes, building a community. This is another very important part of becoming a successful musician and developing the artistry and developing the business side of it. Giacomo, can we move on to your live performance? This is my favorite part. I'm so looking forward to hearing you perform live on this broadcast on that beautiful piano, which you have right by your side.
yeah, I'm going to perform the second movement of the Bach keyboard concerto for the seventh keyboard concerto by Bach. It's like a prayer, so it's obviously it's very beautiful. I love it. I more than love it. And usually it's performed with strings, but the piano part is definitely the strings are just accompanying the just underlining what the left hand is doing. And the piece come out well also as a solo piece, and that's why I choose it.
Thank you. That's a beautiful choice. I'm looking forward to it. Let's do it.
Should I do it now or?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Sure. As it has been announced in the interview, I'm going to perform the second movement of Bach Piano Concerto in G minor. We are doing this live, but in another tape, because the first tape have had internet problems.
Thank you. Thank you for this wonderful performance and for everyone who is joining us just now. This was a live performance from the living room on the 17th floor in Tribeca in New York City. And my distinguished guest is Italian-American pianist and conductor Giacomo Franci. Thank you so much for that gorgeous
Thank you.
Bach, Giacomo. Bravo. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for that performance. We're coming to the end of our program, but I still would like not to miss showing a bit of Beethoven Fifth Symphony. Giacomo is a pianist and a conductor and an artistic director of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra. And we have this one more sample, just a small segment, which we would like to show. Giacomo, is that okay with you if we show that one before we say goodbyes?
Of course. Yeah, of course, of course. Yes, yes.
That was very short. I'm sorry, our program timing is so limited. But again, this is
You
the
should have
conductor
been
and
should
the.
have been longer until the end
Yeah,
of the movement.
we want to hear the whole thing. And this was the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, and we have the artistic director. of the
Anyway,
group
what
here
do I
with us.
want to say is we're not pretending to play the Beethoven Fifth Symphony better than the New York Philharmonic. I mean, we are want to show how a chamber orchestra in New York of young musicians what can do. And I mean, I know they are my babies, but it's nothing short of a miracle. We do rehearsal, doing something like that. It's pretty good. We say that's all I
Yes,
say.
absolutely. And that's such a great message to everyone who is considering, okay, if I'm not in New York Philharmonic, what am I doing in this business, in this profession? There's a lot people can
Right.
do. It doesn't have to be just 100 people, 100 musicians who are in New York Philharmonic. It's every musician in the world has a place and has a voice. And people like Giacomo Franci proves it right. That's a very optimistic message from you, Giacomo. I really appreciate that.
I mean,
And,
it's optimistic. It's yeah, it's not easy, but it's I'm born with this fire on my belly, so it has to go that way. So that's all I have
So,
to
yes.
say.
Yes, thank you so much. I would like to show our audience a few announcements of the programs which we've done before with the judges of the Sound Espressivo competition, and Giacomo Franci is on the judges panel, and we are really thrilled and honored to have you join us and to
I'm honored
pass
as
on
well.
your fire to young generation. So let's show some of the announcements. First of all, the upcoming concert of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra with Maestro Giacomo Franci this weekend, October 23rd. And this will be featuring performances by young musicians, winners of the concerto competition, as Maestro Franci calls them, young prodigies, fabulous programs. It's going to be live with the live audience, and it is also going to be available for people to watch the live stream, hybrid production. On the same day, another one of our judges of the Sound Espressivo competition judges, Emil Chudnovsky, is performing Beethoven Concerto, Violin Concerto with the Manassas Symphony Orchestra in Virginia at the Hilton Performing Arts Center. So this is a big day. Please cheer for us. The musicians of the Sound Espressivo competition judges are coming back to the live audience and including hybrid productions and live streaming of their concerts. They will be available, and if anyone is following our news, you will see how to access those productions. Also, we are continuing to introduce the Sound Espressivo competition, which is a new model, new philosophy. We are empowering musicians, and if you're wondering how we do that, please watch replays of our previous programs, and we have our directors here. Please show us some cards on screen so I can describe them. Let's see. This was a program just a couple of days ago with violinist Emil Chudnovsky, and we had clarinetist Mike Vaccaro on the program just a couple of days before. And the other card, which we're going to show, that's a program which explains what the Sound Espressivo competition experiences. We're all about experience, about providing young musicians with an opportunity to step on a professional virtual stage. If you want to know what it means, what internet TV means, and how it can empower musicians to communicate and connect with their audience, please watch this program. The next one you're seeing on screen is we're discussing, is there anything healthy or positive about competitions? How musicians can turn a competition to be a helpful tool, a door and a window into building their communities, into incorporating more opportunities for them to perform, to connect, to form ensembles, groups, just like we were discussing with Giacomo Franci, his path from a pianist to recording artist to founder of the orchestra to traveling and performing all over the world and developing his career. This is about applying yourself in two directions, as an artist and as an entrepreneur of your own path. And with that, I would like to thank our wonderful guest. Let's have Giacomo Franci on the big screen here. And thank you for your input, for your help, for your fire, which you're passing on to the young musicians, and for playing live today on our show.
And between the microphone here,
yes, and organizing
get
all of
used
that.
to this. The
Of
camera
course.
here.
Exactly. And I'm glad you didn't trip over those hundreds of cables. No, not hundreds, but a few cables is enough to
I was
trip over.
telling you that before playing I had to take off this, otherwise not
Otherwise-
even get to the keyboard.
Exactly.
So,
And I also want to thank the helpful hands of our production crew. Today we had two show directors with us, Ante Božić-Krudrić and Fedor Uspensky. Both are professional musicians. Ante is a composer and a pianist, and Fedor is a violinist. And these are young people who are producing these shows. As musicians, we're taking charge of our own destiny, of our own message, and we were inviting everyone to take courage, join us, and be with a community of people who are turning challenges into success. That's our goal. That's what we're working on. Thank you, everyone, for being with us, for watching our program, and we will see you soon again. We'll be on this platform again tomorrow. And Giacomo Franci, thank you. Great pleasure talking with you.
thank you for inviting me.
Looking forward to seeing you on the judges panel. We'll say goodbye with...
No matter where you are or who you are, music connects us all. We started with a dream, but now we are paving the future. Welcome to the Sound Espressivo Global Competition. Fully virtual, yet bringing musicians closer together than ever before, now on a global scale. True live, inclusivity, diversity, connection, community, an extraordinary array of judges. Get noticed by companies all over the world. Prizes, scholarships, performance opportunities. Apply to be a part of the most exciting congregation of artists like nothing you've ever seen before. We guarantee quality and leave no musician behind. We can't wait to hear you on the virtual stage.